Hi, everybody. It is finally March. It's starting to be spring. It's not darkness 24/7, or that's how it feels, right? And it's starting to give you this sense of, oh, I want to be outside more. So I thought it would be appropriate to talk about motivation, how to get motivated to work out, but also how to stay motivated. So if you don't know me, I am the freaking fabulous Cat Corchado, your movement specialist in fitness. And I get asked this question all the time. How do I get motivated? Well, let's talk about motivation for just a second. So, you know me, I love looking up a definition. So, motivation is the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal oriented behaviors. It's what causes you to act, whether it is getting up in the morning, pursuing a fitness goal, or working towards a career objective. Motivation involves biological, emotional, social, and cognitive forces that activate behavior. See, I think that's interesting. It involves all of that. So, a lot of us are motivated to go to college and get our degree. Where does the motivation come from? It's your why. Why are you getting this degree? What motivates you to study long hours? What motivates you to work maybe a little less so that you can have more time to study and go to class? That's motivation. You don't need motivation to run out of a burning house, right? Motivation's right there. So, motivation is something that compels you. So, we're going to talk about that for just a little bit. But what I want to talk about first is the what, when, where, how, and why. Okay. What are you going to do? When are you going to do it? Where are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? And your why. But we're going to start with the why. Your why is where your motivation comes from. Why are you getting a degree? Why are you starting a business? It's got to be something. What's the why behind all that? I can tell you my why for, starting my business was, I'm getting older. I wanted something where I could reach more people without having to go into a studio. But the why is what's going to keep you motivated. Those days when, regardless of what you're doing, it could be your entrepreneurial journey, it could be going to classes or studying for a test, and you just, you're tired of it. You just don't want to do it anymore. But that little nudge, that little bite, here's why. And that's what we're talking about, is your why. So when we talk about your why for your fitness, what do you think your why is? And please don't tell me that you want to fit into a size 6, you want to go on vacation and wear a bikini. I mean, okay, but your why should be more than that. Your why should be something along the lines of, I want to get on the floor and play with my grandkids and then be able to get up off the floor afterwards. Getting down is no problem. Getting up is the issue. Or maybe someone in your family has had a not so good medical diagnosis. And all of a sudden you think, oh my gosh, maybe I should do something. So we want to discuss all of that. So identifying your why is understanding the importance for wanting to work out and how it can help motivate you. You can't buy health. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many followers you have on, TikTok, Instagram. I don't care how big a deal you are, how many people buy your record if you're an entertainer. Doesn't matter. When you don't have good health, you don't have anything. And money can't buy it for you. I'm just going to land my plane right there. So you identify your why. You know what it is. It's in writing. Here's the other thing I'm going to tell you. Put your why everywhere. Put it on your phone. Write it down in a book you always open. If you have a planner, put it every week on your planner. Write it on the bathroom mirror. Yeah, put it everywhere. Because let me tell you something, and even for me, I have times when I'm not motivated to work out. It just happens. I am human, by the way. But my why gets me there, gets me back to that every time. Every time. When I want to do something for my business, I go to my why. What's my why? Okay, got it. Your why is going to get you there every time. So once you identify that, you're going to start to set some realistic goals. And this is what the what, the what, the when, the where, and the how come into play. So what are you going to do? Is it walking? Is it weight training? Is it doing a class? Is it online? Are you going to the gym? See, there's a lot that goes into this. So figuring out your what, and not only your what, but how long are you going to do this? Meaning, if you decide you're going to walk, how long are you going to walk? Is it a mile, a half a mile, a quarter of a mile? And please let me tell you, go slow. Go, if you think you can do a half a mile, drop it down. If you can go full mile, drop it down. Because it's not that I don't believe you can do it. It's the recovery that's the issue. So if you do a mile and you are out of commission for a week, for whatever reason, then what's the point? Start small and work up from there. So you've got your what, you have your, I'm going to walk half a mile. When? That's a big deal. Here's a suggestion. Pick a day that you know for certain that majority of the time you'll be able to do it. Could be a Saturday, could be a Friday, could be whatever day. Look at your calendar. I will also say this. Are you a morning person or an evening person? I'm a morning person. Sometime around 5:30, my energy starts to do this. It starts to dip. So I know people that do a full 8-hour job and go right to the gym from there. If that's your thing, cool. But you have to know when you're most motivated. And of course, so we talked about the what and the when, where. We did touch on that just a little bit. Outside, inside. If you walk outside, what do you do when it's raining? See, these are all things to take into consideration. What about the how? Do you know how to weight train? Do you know what needs to, what your form is when you're weight training? Maybe you need a trainer. Now, I'm going to stop right there for a second. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not paying for a trainer. Here's the thing. A trainer is going to show you exercise that you can do and do them safely without getting hurt. So my suggestion is get a trainer for a week or two, or maybe even a month. You meet once a month. And then once you get that, then go every 2 weeks, and then every 3 weeks, and then once a month. Now, keep in mind that your body's going to get used to what you're doing. So check in monthly with a trainer and say, hey, I need some different exercises. I'm not feeling the same as I did before, because you're getting stronger and you're getting better. And we already know about your why. So setting realistic goals, there are benefits to setting achievable and specific fitness goals. So half a mile versus a mile. Specific, I'm walking a half a mile on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. And please, please, please put it in your calendar. If it's not in your calendar, it's not going to exist. Okay, I still do it to this day. It says workout. I put it on my calendar. And create a plan. Maybe you decide you want to get a trainer and you say, okay, here's my plan. Here's what I'm going to do for how long I'm going to do it. So you've got your why, you got your when, where, and how, and why. And you've got a plan. So you're working out, you're doing your thing, you've set your goals, you've created a routine with or without a trainer, you found out your why. Now, how do you stay motivated? Motivation is the difference between being able to do a step up, you step up onto a platform and stepping down, because maybe the first few weeks that you started, you couldn't do that. And your trainer will know when it's time for you to do that. So getting different exercise that work different ways in your body. They might work the muscles, the same muscles that you've been working, but they're different exercises. Accountability helps keep you motivated. That's where a fitness tracker, a workout partner, a fitness coach or trainer is going to keep you accountable. Hey, where are you? We had an appointment today at this time. Oh, I will keep you on track. You can best believe that. But here's something we don't think about: celebrating progress. Whether it's you lost 5 pounds, whether you lost 8 pounds, whether there's a piece of clothing you've been holding on to forever, and all of a sudden feels just a little bit looser than it did before. I'll tell you this story. I had a client that had to go on a trip and speak at a convention. And this convention was like, I think 9 months away. And she knew exactly the dress she wanted to wear. And she bought the dress in 2 sizes smaller than where she was. She took pictures of this dress and put it everywhere as motivation for her. And I can't tell you she did meet her goal. She exceeded her goal. But you know what else? She was able to get into the dress. It was almost too big. But she said, you know what? I look forward to working out now. That's where the motivation comes from. Your motivation doesn't come from you. Your motivation comes from people going, oh my gosh, you look great. What are you doing? Your skin looks amazing. You look like you've lost weight. Is that motivation for you? You look fantastic. What are you doing? I want some of that. That's motivation right there. So celebrate that progress. That's huge. And I mean, really huge. And I have a business coach that says, buy yourself a little something. So every time you see it, it reminds you of where you were in your journey. It works. I've done it. So your mindset and being positive, thinking that is. Positive mindset is also about motivation. And you can trust and believe that there are days when I don't have that motivation. But you know what I say? You know what? Let me see what I can do today. It might not be full tilt, but it's something. It's a little bit of movement, but it's something. And I'll also put this here. So sometimes we're tired and we don't know if we're mentally fatigued or physically fatigued or both. Now, if you're both, that means you're thinking about nothing else but going to bed. That means you don't do anything. But I have what I call my 10-minute rule. So if I'm like, oh, I'm really tired, I try to work out for 10 minutes, whether it's weights, whether it's walking. If you cannot finish 10 minutes, you need to stop what you're doing and go home and go to bed. Can I tell you that 95% of the time, and I've been in the fitness industry for 40 years, in August of this year will be 40 years. It's worked for me that I've done the 10 minutes. I end up just feeling better. It clears your brain. And all of a sudden these endorphins start kicking in and you start to say, wow, okay, I get this. What about overcoming obstacles? The babysitter didn't come. I can't go work out. The job says, hey, we need you now. Look, it all happens. It does. It happens for me too. But if you can't work out on a particular day, number one, if you're working with a trainer, please let your trainer know as soon as possible. Okay, because this is how they make their money. And if you give them enough time, that they'll be able to put someone else in that slot. Number two, find out another available time for your trainer. Can you do this day, this time? Don't let it go for the week, because if you let it go for 1 week, you'll let it go for 2 weeks, and then it's a month, then it's 6 months, and you're going to start over. Please don't start over. Please don't. But, if you're feeling ill, absolutely don't work out. Do not work out if you are not feeling well. And most of all, talk to other people about what you're experiencing. And when I say talk to other people, when people start telling you how good you look and how do you feel? Are you sore? They're going to ask you all these questions. Be honest with them, but let them know that it's something that you enjoy doing now. And it's not going to come at first. Okay. It's not going to come in the first week, the fourth week. It's just not. It comes from repetition, from you going every day and doing the thing. How proud are you going to be of yourself when you tell somebody, I've lost this much weight. I can now do this. I can now, lift this much weight. I can now walk this far when I wasn't able to do that before. That's huge. And staying consistent. That's why you need someone, a buddy. You need a trainer. You need someone who says, hey, hello, where are you? Getting your inspiration from others. Getting someone who can say, I've been where you are. I know what it's like, and here's what I did. And always have self-care and recovery. A day when you're not working out. If you're new to working out, you have a day you work out and a day of rest. So if you work out with weights, you have a day of rest, then maybe you might do your cardio the next day. And be flexible and adaptable, okay? And your fitness routine should always fit where you are. And if you have a trainer, your trainer will make sure that happens. But always get support. Don't be in this journey by yourself. Find a group of people that you can talk to about it and say, hey, it could be family, it could be friends. Let me say one thing about friends. Friends can be great. Friends are great. But sometimes friends can say, oh, you don't need to do that. Why don't you do this instead? You don't need to see your trainer today. Stay strong. Stay committed. And stay motivated. So this is Kat Corchado, your movement specialist. Let me know if you have any questions. You can reach me at kat@smallspacepilates.com. So until next time, stay motivated.